I am learning to thrive in the gig economy. Would you like to learn too? Recently I've been thinking a lot about how to market myself with the editing portion because, as I mentioned before, the real estate is easy because I just put photos of the open houses up on Facebook and Instagram. I put images of myself at different houses, at different listings. So that's doing well. The question was, how do I market myself as an editor? And I thought about doing a newsletter, and I probably will do at some point once I get a good enough number of people to really send a newsletter out to really have an email list. In the meantime, this is really exciting. What I thought I would do is I'd start a series of grammar tips and editing tips on YouTube. It's going to start this weekend. I figured out how to do the mechanical stuff on the computer where you have the screen showing so that when you're typing you can actually see, people can see what you're typing rather than looking at your face. That took me a little bit of time, to be honest with you, because I needed to figure that out. But now that I've got that down, I'm going to start doing that this weekend. So this way I can re-emphasize the fact that I'm editing, not just doing real estate. And think about it. If you've got more than one thing going on, how do you market each of those things so that people understand that you have time to do all of them? You don't want people saying, oh, I know you're really busy with that other gig, so I didn't bother to offer you this. And that's something that I sort of struggled with a little bit when I almost lost a client because of it, because she thought I was very busy with real estate, when in fact I'm certainly able to do editing whenever she needs it. And so I think by putting out a weekly grammar tip, a weekly editing tip, nothing long, 2-3 minutes, maybe longer depending on exactly what tip I pick, something that people will find useful, people might actually watch. But just as a reminder that, yes, I am an editor first. I think that would really help me. If you've got any other tips or you have a grammar question, please leave it down below. I'd really like to hear from you. The other thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit this week was I got a little bit of discouragement from one of my veteran real estate agents in the office, trying to sort of tell me, well, maybe this really isn't for you. You haven't really had any sales yet. And I was a little discouraged or concerned about it. And I reached out to a friend whose brother is in real estate. And the brother said, nah, that sometimes happens. The veterans try to discourage the new people. Don't let it bother you. So I put it out of my mind. But I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was explaining about how these things tend to weigh on me. I'm not very good at preventing negative people from getting inside my mind. She's very good, this friend of mine. She's very good. She says, okay, that's a negative person. I don't want to deal with her. Click, done, over. It's like they just shut off their mind towards that person. Me, even if I push that person out of my life, the feelings are still there. The emotions are still there. And I dwell on it. And that's not very good. And I think as an entrepreneur, as entrepreneurs, we need to avoid people like that and avoid letting them get into our brains. If you've got any ideas on how to avoid that, I'd really appreciate it, because that is one thing that I know I need to work on. I've been very good about avoiding the negative people, sort of keeping them at a distance, but getting them out of my mind and heart, that's tougher. That is a tougher thing. And if you've got any suggestions, please leave them down below. And if this is interesting for you, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button. YouTube really is interested in finding out if people are enjoying these videos. Please share it with your friends and family. Hit the share button, send it around. That would be very helpful. And subscribe so that you don't miss any of my videos. And I'll see you next week.